All right, the new Yo Gotti album have just came out. Still I Am. I think this is a flip of I Am, which was an album he came out with a few years ago. And for all y'all who don't know my man Yo Gotti, he's a southern rapper who I think he was one of the pioneers of chillwave. You know, the people like 21 Savage, Post Malone, and so forth, who has that. And I would also consider Biggie Smalls to be part of Chill Wave because the brother had that slow flow delivery that really sounded nice. Yeah, but he was part of Chill Wave, of course, one of the pioneers of Chill Wave, especially in the South. This guy is supposedly his whole thing is he's a drug dealer, stuff like that. He raps about it constantly in his material, yada yada yada. Now, listening to this album, one thing I noticed it has 13 tracks, a good amount of albums to like a good amount of like tracks for an album, a pretty decent and average amount that an album needs, nothing too big and stuff like that. And if I have to summarize this album, I would say that it's like if Dry Paint decided to make a album about drug dealing. Of course, I'm telling you, I'm into chill wave. It's just that little Yo, Yo Gotti, he doesn't really set the vibe for me. I mean, maybe he's not chill enough, or maybe he's just, I don't know. Nothing in his vocal delivery really sticks out to me, unlike a person like 21 Savage, who really you can tell with the shit, or Post Malone, a guy who sets up a party vibe. This guy right here, he's just average. And I first hit this problem with the first track. I mean, he's singing the hook and shit like that. Really? Now that's some limp dick vocals. Also, you get the same thing with Difference, with the whole limp dick vocals and stuff like that. Now the second song, which is Backgate, where it has the whole gospel like voicing and shit like that, I really dig that. Man, been slow as fuck. Jumping like a motherfucker. Okay. Money like a motherfucker. Okay. Robbing like a motherfucker. Now that was Flames. That was really Flames and stuff like that. And you get tracks that talks about his life and more deeper detail, like Brown Bag and 2908, which was, I think, the apartment number or complex that he was in selling drugs. And you get like love tracks like Rake It Up and Save It For Me, really has set a nice loving vibe to it. And you get tracks like One on One, where he talks about how he wants to talk to God and how he wants his homies back. And then you have god awful tracks like Oh Yeah. Now Yo Gotti, he does his little average thing, like he does his little lukewarm shit, but French Montana, he just repeats a word over and over again that gets really fucking boring. Chop, chop, chops down, chops down, chop, chop, chops down, chops down, chop, chop, chops down. Like, what the hell, is he a chef? How come he has so many damn chops? I'm like, nah, I was over it. And then you have Yellow Tape, which is pretty average. And the one thing I'm wondering is, don't want to go back, where he talks about how he don't want to go back to his hood because, of course, when you're rich, going back to your hood is pretty dangerous because people try to rob you. But then he ends it off with Around the World, where he has this like children's chorus shit. Like, it seems a little contradictory. How can you have a song about not going back to your hood. Then you have a song called Around the World where you talk about going back to your hood. Sounds pretty fucking retarded to me. And of course, you're a gangster rapper, yet you have like a children's choir and stuff like that. That kind of remind me of that song by Trick Daddy. Okay, now I'm a thug, but he did it with a more respectful way. He used the children's choir like more respectfully and stuff like that, and actually made it sound cool instead of corny because it sounds so fucking childish and stuff like that. Overall, I mean, this album, it's pretty average, stuff like that. I'm not really feeling it. I'm gonna give this album like, I'd say a 5 and shit like that. Yo Gotti, he's pretty average and he's part of this like chill wave and stuff like that. But nothing really about him is intimidating. Please like and subscribe to the channel.